Hello, Cyclocross friends, and thanks for tuning in to episode 357 of Cyclocross Radio. On the show, special guest Tyler Cloutier is here with us, along with Boedi, and he is boots on the ground in the northwest Arkansas. Is that right?
Correct.
Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Bentonville area for the Cyclocross Nationals. So we'll chat with him about that, and then also other cyclocross stuff, and then probably a lot of not cyclocross stuff as well. And before we get to any of that, want to remind you that we are still sponsored by Hammerhead and the Karoo Cycling Computer. I'm going to make this short and sweet because we got a lot to get to. Basically, the deal that we've had for a long time is still going on, and it is holiday season now, so this is the time to take advantage of this. You don't have to get this for somebody else. This is a gift that you can get for yourself, and then we'll give a gift to you from that. So if you get the Karoo Cycling Computer by going to hammerhead.io and putting that computer into your basket, we'll get the heart rate monitor for you. So if you take that, put that into your basket as well, and then you use the code CX Radio when you check out, the heart rate monitor will be free. That will come courtesy of your friends at Cyclocross Radio and the Wide Angle Podium Podcast Network. So you go to hammerhead.io. You put the Karoo into the basket. You put the heart rate monitor into the basket. Use the code CX Radio, one word, even though it's not really a word, CXRADIO. Try capitals, try not capitals. I don't know. Mix it up. See what works. CX Radio, hammerhead.io. Check out. Heart rate monitor should be free. Other than that, I'm just talking about the Wide Angle Podium Network. Head over there, subscribe to shows, check out everything that's going on. I see on the Super Rookies Instagram that he's going to dive bars and doing interesting things in places in the world. So I'm sure there will be stories about that. So go check out the Slow Ride podcast. I think road starts like tomorrow, so they're probably not watching those races. I'm sure Amanda's got stuff scheming for Grodio. Rob's already hyped on Criterium Nation stuff, so lots going on over there, including us here at Cyclocross Radio. Become a member, help support what we do, independent cycling media. Boedi, gonna start with you. Boedi, how's it going?
Bill, I have a question for you, actually.
Yes.
Do you put the lotion in the basket too?
Dude, every time I say that, I just think that's all I think about is baskets. There's a lot of baskets going on. You should we should have a code for lotion.
We should get a lotion sponsor.
Try it. Go to Amazon, put lotion in your basket. Try CX Radio. See what happens. You never know.
Bill, I'm doing good. Thinking of the Karoo and thinking of the heart rate strap, I should have worn it today. I want you to know I did a little bit of training today for Nationals. I did Nationals training.
All right.
Starting my Nationals training on Tuesday morning. And so what I did, it was 40 degrees out. I feel like it's going to be cold this weekend. So I was dressed in my normal street clothes and I went for a walk. And then I jogged for 30 seconds. And then I would walk for 10 minutes and then I would jog for 30 seconds. I did that 4 times. And I was like, that's good training for a bike race. So there we go. Could have worn a heart rate monitor, could have carried my computer, could have got some more data. Next time I will.
Is this for racing or for covering?
Covering, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is the coverage workout.
Yeah, the coverage workout.
You got to be limber.
Like I was wearing jeans, It was like jogging in jeans with my wallet, my keys dangling everywhere. Yeah, I figured that was it's kind of what you do at Nationals bike races.
Speaking of weather, what's it looking like, Tyler?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, it's been chilly by the South Central U.S. Standards, but I mean, Sunday, let's say the race on Saturday going to be gorgeous. 52, partly sunny. 52 leading into that on Friday. Sunday, though, you might want to break out those lobster gloves because it says a high of 39 on my weather app here. A bit frosty.
Yeah, so by the time I'm assuming the men's race is last, by the time that's finishing up and the sun's going down, it's going to be a little brisk out there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay though, because oh God, I was gonna say something mean. I was like, with all the crowds out there, you can just huddle together Sunday evening.
Gonna pack up and head for home.
That's right.
More importantly, it's been raining a lot up there, I assume, right? We're going to have mud.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe someone left the sprinklers on up top, on top of the mountain there.
That place gets notoriously muddy too. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't all just drain off the mountainside.
I was thinking about, you did talk about it being notoriously muddy, and I was trying to remember back to the first year that they had a UCI race. And I had to go all the way back to the 2019-2020 season.
Fayette Cross.
And I believe it was very muddy.
It was.
Second day.
It was. But the thing was, like, for that race, it was when it was still a flat field and there was a big depression in the middle and you went around the pond.
Yes.
So there's a lot more opportunities for mud. It just becomes heavy grass now if it rains.
Yeah. So no rain, unfortunately. Maybe good for you all with your cameras. No need for that. What did you say you broke, Bill? The cover over the lens?
Yeah, the lens hood.
Yeah.
And a
no
rib.
need for that. Maybe if you need a little bit of shade, you can just put your hand out there or something. But yeah, no rain. It's going to be dry and dusty and rocky, but should be some good racing.
You've done a lot of racing. Is it going to be? And you have we pressured you into putting your course preview up on YouTube, so it's up there.
Yeah.
You've raced a lot of different grassy conditions. Would you consider this, for what you did, would you consider it fast?
There are lots of opportunities to go fast on the course, for sure. Yes, you mentioned the pre-ride video that I did. Loosely has tracked the course, the actual course. So, there's been some much more exciting interpretations of what was on paper, thankfully. But while it does appear flat at first glance, there are lots of sections of free speed coming into technical bits of the course, which I think will make it exciting and good opportunities for rest and recovery in between the sections of going hard.
Of all the iterations of what happens after you go up the stairs, what are your thoughts on this version?
I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, that is the cruelest interpretation of what they could possibly do with that. But with that said, I don't want to skip too far ahead. We do have Namur this weekend, and there is one particular section of the Namur course towards the end of the lap, usually, where you run up a hill, you have a 5x5 square, and then you get back on your bike and you go down the same hill that you just came up. This is essentially the same thing, except for in reverse, where you are running up the stairs. For the elite course, you are going down, just as I had in the pre-ride video, and U-turning and going back up what traditionally has been the ride down. So
Nice.
of the things that were wrong about the video, that was not one of them, thankfully.
Okay. Oh, there are things wrong with your pre-ride video.
Correct. Mea culpa, I think, is the Latin term.
No, you followed what they had plotted. They just there's been some improvisation since then.
Exactly. Very, very much appreciated, by the way. I think when I was riding the course, I thought, yeah, okay, lots of open pedaling sections is going to be good for, I don't think T-Bone Ness would have been stoked, but, it's good. It's fine. They made use of some features. They had some features that they didn't have way back in 2019 and since then. But the way that they have chosen to use the features from what was on paper and posted on YouTube earlier this week to what the course is, I think is, very much improved. A lot more technical aspects to the course, using the humps, which if you just look at them there at face value, they look uninspiring. But it seems like a true artist has come in and decided that we're going to use these not just in one direction, but rather interpret some different angles and some turns across the humps. So some new and very interesting lines are going to be introduced this weekend across that course. It's it's exciting.
Fantastic.
Okay. So how are you rating this then? I mean, overall, the ride you did today, are you excited for it?
I am excited for it. I think for me personally, I don't know if you all share this, but for me personally, what makes a really good cyclocross course is having features that are, I'll say, ride or run features, where there is a risk reward sometimes of being able to ride something. You might also mess that up and it could be disastrous. There is also a decision that you need to make in the moment of, do I do A or do I do B? And I think that the course, there is a significant amount of off camber that has been added again in how they've routed the course around those different parts of the park there. And I think it introduces a lot of decision making that's going to have to happen in the amateur races and then also in the elite races where, something might be rideable, but is it the most proficient way to get around the feature? Could that be a decision maker? Multiple lines through sections that I think will be fun to watch for the elite races, fun to watch people interpret how to get through those.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think that is what makes a good course. I don't want a course where all the decisions are already made, where there's just one right way to do something, and and maybe we can actually use that as a segue, Boedi, and jump over to this last World Cup race where I think all the decisions were pretty much made for the riders, and it came down to the riders to make the race exciting, and talk about that Italian World Cup, and then maybe we can move back to nationals after that.
Yeah. So Terralba, terrible. I don't think it looked terrible. I mean, obviously it was a pretty flat course. I thought it was a cool location though. I mean, I just kept looking at the boats, those skiffs on the side of the beach. They had the changing tent on a dock. Thought that was pretty fun. I appreciate a course really embracing its location and using that. I think that's the fun part about it.
Do you think that, so for every UCI race, and this was always something that we struggled with at DCCX, you are required to have showers at your race, which seems odd, but that is a UCI requirement that you have to have shower facilities at every race. Do you think that Lucinda was using the official shower?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, based on what I saw, I mean, where are the showers at Pan Am's, Bill?
One year there was a guy that lives there, and he was like, you can just use our showers. And they're like, okay. And it has to be within, the crazy thing is it has to be within a certain number of kilometers of the site. So that's how you get around it. That was actually that was the advice I got early on, was that find a YMCA or something and just say, and ask them if you can have people come in there. And it could be a mile away, and that meets the requirements still, which makes it even a dumber rule. But yeah, we had some guy that lived on the in the Armed Forces retirement home who let us use his house one year.
That's
nobody ever.
Okay, did anybody take his offer up? And
no,
he was.
Becca always wanted showers. She was the one.
She read the rules.
She read the rules, and she wanted her damn showers.
I'm surprised that she wasn't out at the some of the USA UCI races with the tape measure, making sure that they were exact 40 centimeters. Man, I could see that from the Baxter for sure.
that footage of Mon and her brother measuring the barriers at Rochester. It's on my phone. I should have posted it, but I didn't. But it's good
You
stuff.
still can. It's a good throwback.
It is a good throwback.
Just to not leave people. So after Lucinda's race, she went and was on the beach.
In the bay,
basically washing off I don't even know. Is that the ocean? What body of water was she in?
Mediterranean Sea.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Let me fact check myself here in real time.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the map, and it's obviously was on the water, so I think it's probably a little bay.
Are you looking at the same map I am, the little one on Cyclocross 24?
Yeah, that you can't move around.
Yeah, exactly. You make it bigger, but
I can't. I can go zoom in.
I believe it is in Arabic.
Let's see. According to Google Maps, there is the Tyrrhenian Sea between the island of Sardinia and the mainland of Italy. But then there's also the Balearic Sea over here and closer to Spain. I'm not sure. I don't see
any... this is fresh water or salt water?
Salt water.
Yeah. All right.
That's
that's fine. Should we talk about that race? So we are talking about Lucinda. Should we start with that women's race?
Yeah.
I think I said it was over after lap 1 to watching on the TV.
I will say that this was not the most exciting cyclocross course ever put together. In fact, I would argue that this was not a UCI caliber cyclocross course. There was zero elevation change. Right? It's fine. It's good. Again, I'm all for races of all different types, and it wasn't danger. It wasn't like that other Italian. Did you do that one? That Italian World Cup that was like insane?
No.
Okay. No. But it was it was flat. It was. I think they were like counting on it being muddy, but it wasn't. In like Aunt McCrossman was like, "Oh, I'm surprised nobody's changing bikes. It's so muddy out there." But it wasn't muddy. You were just going through baths. I'm like, you didn't have to change bikes because you got a free bike wash every time you went through the sand. I mean, it was like go through sand, clean off in the puddles, and then ride around in the grass.
It was impressive. I was not expecting a mud race at the beach. That's for sure.
Yeah.
When I thought Italy and saw everybody in shorts and short sleeves, I was like, it's going to be a dry race. And then the men just looked covered at the end of the race.
Well, that was it. Everybody got dirty, but wouldn't you agree it didn't really slow them down?
No,
not at all. No, they were going so fast. That was I watched the last part of the women's race, and then I watched the men's, the full thing, and I was just like, my God, they're crushing it. They're like ripping. It's like a road race how fast they were going.
Here's my question for you, Tyler, is that you watched the women's race and everybody was pretty much in control. And maybe that was because just the racing was different. It was just the way it broke up. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen the result. Lucinda Brand won easily. Like after lap 2, she just went away and then got her gap. And I think in the end, it was closer than it actually was. She won by 20 seconds. I think she probably could have won by a minute if she wanted to, but they were just kind of like riding no problem around there. And you got to the men and they were like sliding out of turns a lot. Like there was a lot of drifting going on. Do you think that was just more aggressive racing? Do you think that was different tires? Do you think that was potentially, the sun was going down, different conditions for the day?
I wonder, because there wasn't a U23 race for this. So and sometimes if that happens before, it kind of tears the course up. So I wonder if having, you obviously are pre-riding, but then you have the women's field on course and their race, they had some exciting racing back in, Shireen and Leone going and Sarah Casasola going back and forth was exciting. But I wonder if the women kind of, the puddles didn't look that big. But then all of a sudden you have the peloton at the front of the race. And it just seemed like the course had deteriorated somehow in the hour between the women's race and the men's race. I mean, I know if you ask Lawrence Sweck, he would say there was a Ronhar problem, pinballing around the course that made him.
But he was the guy
left,
that
right, center, but
he switched bikes. And then, like, I don't know what tires he put on there, but he was like fishtailing all over the place after he switched. He was like the only guy that changed bikes. It was like, good move. You changed your bikes. Then he's just like sliding all over the place like they forgot to inflate his tires.
Yeah.
He went for the more aggressive tread because he was going to be more
I think that's
aggressive
right.
in his racing.
It is kind of funny too. You say like this huge peloton, and I think you're right, Tyler. I think that the course kind of got torn up. 35 in the race, like that's
a lot.
Yeah, that may have been the smallest men's field we've seen, and as he said, that's a mixed field. You know, we're getting those fields without the pulling out the juniors and the U23s like we've done the other rounds.
Yeah, that's a nice payday.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I should have gone to that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what is a World Cup? What is the
sunk cost fallacy there, right? Get to travel, pay thousands of dollars to win a couple €100.
Yep. Well, it's just offsetting your cost of travel, right?
Yeah.
If you make that trip, you'll get a little bit back. It's like new credit card to get the cash back.
Exactly.
So Lucinda Brand winning, Boedi. You're the streaks guy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, she wins 52 podiums in a row, beats Voss's record. Pretty phenomenal. Also, she was like pretty tearful at the finish, and I was like, oh, she's overcome with joy because of like just amazing feat. But I guess something's going on with her mom. I couldn't quite figure out. I tried to figure like, did her mom pass away, or is her mom just really sick, or it sounds like she had a heart attack. She's paralyzed, and Lucinda is like one of the caregivers for her mom. So couldn't find any definitive answer there on that. But I mean, I know that's always tough, right? When you're sort of an athlete and you've got this whole other thing you're trying to work through. So good for her to get that. Really cool. But so actually I was like, okay, well that's pretty amazing. 52 podiums in a row. I was like, well, Van der Poel had this tear, right? He had this like insane stretch, you know, he just like won everything, you know. So I was curious if his podium streak was longer than Brand's. What do you guys think? Was it longer?
I'm going to say it was.
Tyler,
because, yeah, Tyler.
Go ahead, Bill, because I'm trying to think through the seasons here.
I think that he would, if you DNF, does that kill the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no though. I think he got, because he would win, and I think he got into like the 40s. I'm gonna guess it's somewhere in the 40s.
I'm also gonna say no for two reasons. One, there was the season when he said it's not my job to go slower, and I'm pretty sure that was one of the back injuries that he crashed really hard. Maybe it was at Hama, where he crashed really hard and tweaked his back at a race. I remember that. And I think the spite for Wout van Aert drove him to race again the next day. And then the other thing is that he's been racing abbreviated seasons, so he hasn't done the volume that Lucinda has. And therefore, 52 podiums in a row, at this pace, it would take him another 8 years to get there with his 10 races per year.
Well, both good takes, but you're both wrong.
66
podiums in a row. I ended when I think the season is 21-22. He's second at one race, and then he DNF'd the next race, and then he was out. That was the end of the 66. It was over like 3 or 4 years, actually, a little bit longer.
It's just insane.
Yeah. So like, obviously I'm not trying to take anything from Brand, but I was just curious about that because we've talked about this run. So then that kind of got me thinking, kind of digging around. I love to poke around CX24. I was like, all right, well, how else can we compare Brand and then Mathieu van der Poel? And I was like, who has more overall World Cup titles, Brand or Mathieu?
Just like winning the series.
Winning the series, yeah.
I'm still, man, now they dug Van der Poel for the first one, so you think they'll swing back to Brand, but no, I think I'm sticking with Van der Poel. Was Van der Poel like did he not always do all the World Cups though? Would he do other races? Because you had guys like, see, this is where the sauces would come in, and they, like Ailey would come in there and just bank so many wins before.
Exactly. Or like Van der Poel go to Europe. He wouldn't go to the country. He wouldn't come to US, right?
I'm going Lucinda. I'm going to be 0 for 2. I'm going Lucinda.
Dang it! I was also going to say Lucinda, but I feel like I have to take Vanderpool on this one.
All right. Well, Brand, she has 3.
All right.
Vanderpool only has 1. He's only won the World Cup overall 1 time.
I would say that's crazy, but I feel like it's yeah, that's interesting. Well, yeah, because I guess he became an elite, and then so who was winning like his earliest elite days? Was that still like Lars? Like who was like when he first came in?
So let me pull. So here's the thing: is like part of it was like he would not come to US, right? So there'd be World Cups in the States, so he would miss out. Then he'd win the rest of them, but still, that the way the points are set up, that
he came that one year, right?
Huh?
He did
come that 1 year, 2017. Yeah. So you look at, I mean, it was Wout won it in 2016. Wout, Vanderpool. Then it was Toon 2 times. Wout, Ellie, Lawrence. So really, like, yeah, I mean, even though that during that streak of all those wins, he wasn't racing all the World Cups, and so he wouldn't get the wins there. I mean, he won all the other series, but like, I was kind of surprised by that. He only has 1. So yeah, Brand has 3.
Well, he doesn't get appearance fees for World Cups.
Okay, that's right. Is that you don't get? Okay, no appearance fees.
No appearance fees for World Cups. And if you're making, if you're winning the other races and getting like 25,000 euros on top of it, that's probably a better business proposition.
Yeah. There was just on the start money thing. There was a certain Belgian rider that popped up at one of the French races. 4-ish hour drive from his house. He won both days. And I think he got something like 40,000 euros to start.
Lord.
I don't know if that was a day. I may be exaggerating, but it was some ridiculous amount of money to show up to the race. Again, I don't want to out who this could possibly be, but
no, you should out it. I don't even. Who?
I mean, he's got wings now, and yeah, definitely got a Jumbo paycheck that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That guy.
It's okay. It's wow. All right. I think it's like some Belgian like Lander Locks or whatever. Like we'll pay anything.
But for a while, he gets that, if not more, to go shake hands at a convention.
That's true. Yeah.
Because he's like that level.
Is there appearance fees for the Masked Singer? Is that like a thing that?
Well, the European one, I'm sure that there's some union where they have to get like some, daily
That's
rate.
True. Yeah, right. You're on camera. Yeah, you have a line. You're singing, even though you're masked. If they didn't pull the mask off, you wouldn't get paid. But since they reveal it at the end, then you are. It sort of backdates.
So, Boedi, I wanted to ask: was the season, because there was a year, and I can't remember how recently it was, where Vanderpool skipped the US races but did the other ones? Was that the same season that he won the World Cup, or was he still
interesting? Did not going to the US help him win the World Cup?
Yeah, the year he won, he did. Yeah, he raced in Iowa and Waterloo and won both.
Okay.
So along those lines, I've got another question because I was digging around. So I learned this today, that the Super Prestige, the overall for women, has only happened since 2015 or 2014. That if you look at CX24, there will be, over ISA or whatever, Super Prestige men's race. And then you click on the women's, it doesn't say Super Prestige. And I looked on their website, it confirms this. So since, I guess, 2016, 2015, there have been 3 women who won the Super Prestige overall. Who are those 3 women? You probably can guess one of them.
Sonnequant.
Yeah, correct.
Alvarado.
Yep.
Okay, Brand.
Yep, there you go.
Yes, we did it, Tyler.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting too. I did not.
I only knew that because there was that one year that like Alvarado just like swept everything.
Right. Yeah. And all we'll tie it back to Sardinia. Alvarado pulled out of the race sick.
She was not jibing with this course pre-race.
Yeah.
Did not have kind things to say in the pre-race.
Oh, what did she say? Did she also talk about shitty corners?
She just was like, I forget what the quote was, but yeah, she was just like not thrilled to be there. She was sick, but also just not thrilled with the course.
You know what would have done her well? A little bit of seawater.
Yeah.
Seals
wash it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hit the showers, just really opened up the sinuses there. A little neti pot wash from the ocean. She would have been right as rain.
Yeah, so, it's sort of a bummer because she looked okay, came out okay at Flamanville, got that third place, and then she fell back early in this race, but then was like working her way back up there and then just threw in the towel.
Yeah, I mean that's too bad. I mean, then it made me sort of dive down. I was like, well, where is Fem? Right? We still haven't heard a thing from Fem. I did some light internet researching up on Wheeler Fleets, trying to see if I could get anything, and nothing since not doing Euros. Really, there's no update. So I don't know. That's someone we'd like to see back at these races.
Come back when the time's right. Aniek van Alphen, I think, put in a good showing to show it was not a fluke. That she deserves to be up there at the front, best of the rest. Van Anrooy starting to come on strong as well. So, would you? I think she would consider it. So, disappointing race for Casasola. I mean, home country race, probably wanted to do a little better.
I'd say so. Yeah, I think that she was probably looking for a little bit more in that race. I kind of, after her race in Tabor, I sort of expected her to be primed and ready to go, but maybe she just needed a bit more elevation change than was on offer there at the old Kraus.
Your buddy Manenbacher out there, Boedi. Do you so? Here was where I was thinking was when you see this on paper with what looked like potentially mud and just kind of a slog out there, it looks like something that Bacher would do well on. I would bet you if we talked to her, she'd be like, it was too easy. Like it wasn't hard. Like that mud wasn't hard enough, and that's why she wasn't able to.
I mean, I think you could say that. We talked about the mud wasn't sticking right. There was no need to change bikes. So yeah. I could see Manen not. I mean, also like, I don't know, sixth place, she probably wants to do better than that, but it's also kind of a good result. I mean, sort of based off some of her other results here in Europe this season. I don't know. I think she was kind of in that battle. I don't think she wasn't always in that position, but that's her best so far in Europe is sixth. So she's kind of running right at where she is. I'm sure she'll, was like I think she said on her Instagram post was hoping that she could race in snow in Italy, but unfortunately it was a beachside resort. I want to ask you guys, speaking of Aniek the Fleek, Aniek on Fleek. I don't know. I'm working on this, workshopping this. Do kids say that anymore? No. Bill says no. So that means that I can say it now that I'm an old guy. Trash or panache, the new World Cup leaders jersey?
I would say panache if given those two options.
Yeah, it's binary.
I mean, I'll give it a panache too because it's just cubes. I mean, it's just checkered. It's like, I don't know. They didn't do anything insanely horrible with it, but it's never been like anything amazing either.
Right. I mean, that's the thing.
It's a low bar.
True. Low bar. I think I panache all the way. I like it a lot. I think it's the Flanders Classics logo, right? That they're working into the World Cup leaders and they're promoting these races. So I like that, a little bit of identity in the jersey sort of customization. So I think it looks cool. I think it looks great. I think her and Leonie in the U23 are looking sharp out there. So
here's my last question for the women. And I think this is an easy one. Do you think that the Italians consider this a successful race for the women? And I say that, look at your top 10. There are two nations in your top 10. They're going to be Dutch, but the other three riders in the top 10 are all Italian.
There you go.
I think it's pretty cool. There's no French in there. No Belgians in there. And granted, they were half the field to start with, so their odds were good. But they also pulled it off. I mean, they're also the bottom 10, so it's like
you can only race who shows up.
Yeah, no, this is not a knock on it.
No.
I thought it was, if you're going to have it, I mean, that's a storyline that you can take away from that. You had only Dutch and Italians in the top 10, which is pretty good.
I mean, from the videos I've seen, I feel like some of the national series in Italy seems pretty well attended from an outsider's perspective. So it would for sure be I don't know. I'm sure some of those women are stoked. I guess I would say it's probably a success for them.
I didn't pay enough attention to everyone in the race. Did any of them still have the remnants of like old race numbers still on their helmets?
I was wondering about that.
The corner card sponsorship, I think they got rid of those beforehand.
I think they're still doing that in Italy. Maybe not in the World Cups, but I've seen stuff EF posting about, I can't say his last name, but his brother was in the men's race.
Filippo. Just go with Filippo. Filippo Ago.
Ago, yeah. So
Ago Stinacchio.
Yeah, I think that's
his brother. Matteo has worn races recently. EF's posted them, and he's got the helmet sticker. So maybe at the World Cups they don't, and we're thankful for that. But I guess at your local stuff, keep it. Keep your terroir, your race terroir alive with the helmet stickers.
All right, let's go to the men's race. This was, I think, of all of the going through the whole World Cup mountain bike series this year, I think this was my favorite short track race of the year.
What? You didn't love the who was the British guy or that one?
God, now I want to see Cam Mason, but it's not him. It's a
different British guy.
I know. Charlie Aldridge.
Yeah, you didn't like. You didn't like Charlie Aldridge?
No,
okay.
I loved all of them. I'm just saying this was my favorite of good things.
So do you think that Thibaut saw the course beforehand and was like,
not all European countries?
Next statement this Sunday will be amended in his interview.
European countries I've raced in.
Men's race. Here's what I'll say was cool about the men's race.
Mm-hmm.
Group race till the end.
Exactly.
A lot of guys ripping through puddles. You had, like you said, Tyler earlier, pinballing around. Ryan Camp getting up in the aggro action, which, it's a role we haven't seen him play in a while because maybe he's been farther back. Maybe there's not enough sauces anymore.
Ailey hasn't been racing.
That's what's been missing. That's a secret sauce that's been missing from the camp sandwich. But who
was it? It was Pim. It was Pim and Lawrence, but was it also Pim and Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's both of them on that same corner. So I don't know. This course kind of seems very much like any of those Belgian races that are on some lake, like resort lake, where they ride across the wet sand and they kind of zigzag around. Like it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is a terrible course. Like, I mean, okay, the stairs and the church thing at the finish, we'll talk about that, but like,
yeah, I guess I did neglect to, it wasn't just there were those sand sections in there, but
that's right. There was,
but sand. It wasn't also, remember like last year when it was kind of funny because you were at the beach and then they shipped in, 18 dump trucks of sand for the course
to make the pile.
Yeah, they needed that.
Yeah, they needed something because they should have gone into the church.
You had to. Did you see anybody, even people who got bogged down a little bit, were able to save it?
Yeah, and
stay on their bikes. Like I don't think I saw anybody in men's or women's race who had to bail.
No, it was not a ride run section. It was a ride for sure.
You could get. I mean, Lucinda, definitely was riding better than the rest of them, but it wasn't hard for their level to get through that sand.
Yeah. So then it goes to tactics, and I mean, I don't know. Like it was like, it was tactical. Like it was sort of back and forth. It was trying to get into corners first, because then you were free. You're up front in the power sections. It really is sort of like, it kind of came down to that one lollipop turn where everybody was trying to take wider or inside lines, and how you got in there dictated how you got through the rest of the course. And then it got to that finish where it's like 4 turns, before the finish. And so like, once you were in there, like the sprint, obviously was that you got to be into there to the stairs first. And Mike did that, and he did a good job of that. And he sort of, he was, I don't know, it's like he similar to the way he races. He just sort of like comes through like at various parts of the seasons, like with a really good result like this.
And he raced it. I think that the conventional wisdom for this race, just the way it played out and the way it didn't work out for, we saw Urus make that amazing move on that. So yeah, even one section, it was single track. It was flat single track. And it was only single track because they just didn't mow the course.
Yeah.
Right? They just left it 4 feet long. And then there was this one little single track, like mountain bike track down the middle of it. And Joris in that section made just this beautiful pass. I think it passed 2 or 3 people, went to the front. But it was like 3 laps to go, so it was too early. Sweck, the same thing. Sweck looks like he's dangling, looks like he's getting dropped off, just puts in this move, goes on the inside, passes everyone, gets out front, and, but that doesn't stick. Like, these moves are all too early. But then you look at Van Tornout, the guy raced at the front the whole race. Like, the only time he wasn't on the front was when these guys were trying to make these moves to get him off the front. And then he would just work his way back to the front. And then he just, so you're like, oh, this is a really tactical race. But if you go back and look at it, it was just like Van Tornout on the front the whole freaking time.
He just seemed to kind of, you're right, like thinking about back to the last lap. And it was almost like he was just above it all. Somehow Joris and Lorenz were only riding to be in front of the other. They weren't riding. I mean, Joris did go to the front, but it was almost as if it was just off of Van Tornout's shoulders. He just didn't care. He somehow managed to get to the front through the next series of turns, and then was just there at the. I felt like he had kind of a sneaky race. He wasn't. I saw Joris driving it a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of action, and then all of a sudden in the last lap, I'm thinking, oh, Joris is going to take this. He's positioning himself well. He's not at the front, and then you go past pit 2, and all of a sudden Van Tornout's got 4 bike lengths through that sand section.
I feel like he was moving he was always kind of up there, but then would lose it, and then at the end would go. I mean, it was super exciting. So Joris is kind of like working himself into this position of the second place guy. I mean, he was Thibaut's wingman. Now he's Van Tornout. What's the coach up Joris? What does he need to do here?
Got to get some crits. Maybe come over instead of doing Unbound. Do do Tulsa Tough.
Yeah,
get that pack racing in there.
I like
just
that.
Get the speed in his legs.
Yeah, he's done Unbound. You don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
Is this like a Ridley thing? Like who's making him do this?
He's got the belt buckle or whatever you get for finishing that thing, and he's good to go. I mean, I think, man, I wonder sometimes you see these riders and they're so close to winning. I feel like they're just sort of gripping the stick a little too hard. They want it a little too bad. I mean, I'm looking at his results now. Like he's already won a couple of. So he won a super prestige race. He won an X2O race. He won the exact cross race. Like he's got some wins in his belt. I think he just needs to. Maybe he should have just stayed there on training camp and just taken some time away at the beach and just relaxed a little bit, because I think he's maybe looking a little. He's really strangling for that World Cup win.
Here's my thing.
Okay, yeah.
Here's my new thing. You got to sneak up on it. You can't say you want it, Joris. You got to sneak up on it. I like your line about Michael being above the fray. You got to be above it. Doesn't matter. The win doesn't matter. Let me just have a good ride. Let me just see what's there at that corner over there. What's going on with that? Let me just yell. What there's a turn over there. Okay, let me check it out. Then boom, you hit it like that. You hit the jets. So Joris, like to me today when I snuck up on my run, I'm just going for a walk. Oh no, I'm jogging. Like, and that's how, and I had a good little 20-second jog, right? You sneak up on it. So,
and now you're ready. Now you're ready for the weekend. The challenges ahead.
Yeah.
So here's the sneaking up on it part as well. So what I was thinking, I was going to come back and go, well, what he's doing is he's the guy who's traveling to the races to get the points. Right? Thibaut's not there, so he shows up, he gets the points. But then you look at the World Cup standings without looking at them. Do you know who's in second place?
Is it? I'm going to guess Van Tornout because that's my guess.
The sneakiest, the sweekiest. Lawrence Sweck is in second place.
So I feel like he didn't even finish half the races.
So he got he must have gotten second in round 1 at Tabor, right? He got second, and then I don't know, he got 21 points. So what's that, like third or something? Yeah, so he's got 76 points. Yours has 75 points.
Thibaut second, fifth, and third. Yeah.
Thibaut has 80 points.
So yeah, he's trying too hard. Yeah, Sweek. See, Lawrence is the master of sneaking up on it. Yeah. That's 100% it. I mean, so he needs to be hanging with Lawrence. He needs to get on that Creeland team.
Lawrence is going to be the World Cup leader.
I love it.
By just chilling.
Lawrence is constant. He delivers, you know. He's just like Mayo. It's just there, you know, you can count on it. Not too exciting, you know, kind of bland, but it gets the job done. You know, it's funny though, Tyler, you said, you know, Michael's above it. And I was looking at this race and I'm like, dude, Van Tornout, he's not the elder statesman. He's the second oldest man in this race. 32. Guess who the first oldest man in this race is? Well, he's also 32, but
in the whole
Frederick.
Race? Ben Frederick. Yeah.
Good old Ben. Yeah. Ben out there putting in the work. Anyway, so yeah.
All right. We spent a lot of time on that World Cup race.
Right. Let's get out of there.
Should we answer these questions, and maybe that'll get us into our nationals convo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. All right. Let me start from the. Okay. Calvin Conaway. We're jumping right into the national stuff. What is the best nationals location for community and turnout?
I have some suggestions. I have two answers. One, the other day, I don't know why, I went back and watched the 2019 Nationals in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
The famous gauge tape incident. A lot of people there. Community team came out for that race. So
and they will still come out. Even though they have nothing to do with USA Cycling, they will still come out to support a party. And it's like they were having their own nationals inside of the USA Cycling Nationals.
Second one, obviously Washington, D.C. I mean, felt like a pretty good racer turnout was huge. So, nation's capital.
I mean, I think that's it doesn't even have to be DC, but I think it's, again, like cyclocross always gets that East Coast bias, thing pegged to it. It's easy to get to places on the East Coast if you're coming from anywhere else in the country. It's sorry, Tyler, it's more difficult to get to where you're at.
No notes. You're right.
I mean, look, I am 100% in favor of being able to show up for my flight 10 minutes before the doors close.
Yep.
That's awesome. There was a time, was it the World Cup? It was a few. No, I don't know if it was that long ago. It was a few years ago that I had a rental car. Bruce and I were out there, a couple people, and somehow my tripod got left in the rental car for Arkansas. I returned the car, and a day later I was like, "Oh, can you?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, I found it." And then Tyler was able to just go out there and pick it up from the airport. I mean, that's the kind of small town airport and just city action that I appreciate, but it's rougher to get to. But I think Chicago area with a good turnout there. I mean, that's it. I think that it's an easy question. If there's density, you're going to get more people there.
Can I ask? I'm trying to think back to my nationals experience, and would we? This might offend some people, seeing as I lived in New England. Would we count in Connecticut as part of New England, or is that like
I'm
New
not
York
even,
adjacent?
yeah, I'm not. I would guess no, but I'm not even going to weigh in on that.
Okay. Well, let's say we don't. Uh, what about a New England Nationals? I mean, I know it's the birthplace of cyclocross in the United States.
Don't tell California that.
Don't tell exactly. Don't tell. Don't tell them that. I have two. Well, two suggestions. One suggestion. But I do wonder if we had. I would love to see a DC Nationals. Pan Am's looked great. No shade there. Wonder if we had a New England Nationals again.
Yeah.
Boston, big metro
Boston
area.
area Nationals would be good.
Yeah, they got some weather. Could be interesting. Hartford's just down the road. So I mean, everything New England is like it's like living in the Belgium. Everything's 2 hours away. So
Miami Nationals.
I think that would go over about as well as the Formula One race that's there. Just kind of.
I mean, people would want to go. That's the funny thing, because that's all of us not knowing any better. That's what we thought about having it in Texas. We're like, Austin, that'd be great.
It is true. That is true. I did end up. I don't remember how or why I was looking at this, but I was looking back at the USA Cycling national champions, because I was kind of wondering, who does have the most? And Brunner's got 3 now, I think, right? Which is up there compared to, I think the most is what, 4? Jeremy and Jonathan. Yep. And maybe somebody.
Hyde is Hyde 3 or 4?
Hyde's 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Hyde is 3. I saw a lot of races in Kansas City and some in Napa, and or San Francisco. I wish I could go back. I don't know how they would be for turnout. Sorry, Calvin. But seems like some stories back then I would love to have been a part of. I heard Kansas City was really cold the year that they had it there, but central location, middle of the U.S., maybe one there. I don't know how the scene is. Kansas City does have some cyclocross racing. They do have a series, so there's that. But some cool venues. But I agree, Boedi, the 2019 Lakewood was a sweet course.
Fun. That was a good one. Okay. Luke rides bikes, US Cyclocross Nationals hot takes. Oh, any pre-race hot takes? I wanted like post-race hot takes.
Pre-race hot takes. Cole Punchard changes his nationality and signs up day of to race the men's elite.
Maybe go to grad school.
Yeah. Can you race nationals? You can race collegiate nationals.
Right.
Okay. Well, I want
to. Isn't he? I mean, I know. Isn't he already a national champ?
I don't know.
Cole Punchard and Cross. I don't know.
And maybe he's not. Who was it that Tyler is, right?
Tyler. I don't know if he's the current. Evan Russell was one. I got wrong around a recent race. That was
like in the last 10 years, for the men's side, have there been more Canadian collegiate American national champions than American-born U.S. national champions?
Well, unfortunately, they don't list the collegiate races on CX24. So I can't look it up fast.
Somebody's have to do that research. My hot take is, it's I don't know. I want to see how Sunday goes.
My hot take is that the favorites don't win.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Love it.
My hot take is go back to everybody on Saturday.
Okay. Quickly run through these other, then we get back to nationals. Nunes-ish. Why does CX in the DMV end so early? You're a former DMV resident. For people who don't know, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia.
It's not Delaware.
No, it's not Delaware.
Delaware.
Tyler, Panorama Farms. Did you ever do that?
It sounds familiar. Yeah,
yeah. That's a Charlottesville area.
Yeah.
Did you ever do Urban Cross, or were you?
I did do Urban Cross. Urban Cross was
amazing.
Maybe my first cyclocross race.
Nice. Ever. That's insane. That would be your introduction to cyclocross.
Watch behind the barriers. I said, this looks cool. I should probably go do this thing.
Go ride around in a parking lot.
Yeah, and there's a race happening in a couple of weeks. Sounds awesome.
But that's all to say that the reason that there aren't later races is that nobody goes to races when it's cold out in this area. There are a few, and I know, but I would, and that's awesome, and I support all 10 of you who would do that. But that's not gonna make it happen. Their follow-up question is, what does it take to start a race? Well, I was going to say not much. There's really no barrier to entry other than you need to find a location and you need to put in an application with USA Cycling. They're more than happy to take your money if you meet all the requirements to have a race. So if you have a park that's willing to do it, and the nice thing about the Mid-Atlantic, what you're asking about, there is the Mid-Atlantic Bike Racing Association. There is a turnkey system for having a cyclocross race where once you're in the system, you can go get the trailer and it has all the stakes and all the tape and everything else, and have yourself a cyclocross race. It'd be awesome to get some new blood in there. So just go do it. It's not there's no like hierarchy or somebody telling you you have to do this or this. Just go have a race. Frank Deal wants to know why we didn't talk about NCGP, and I think the reason, Boedi, is because we weren't recording. Any hot takes, any NCGP hot takes? You had Yolanda, Carrie's last race
gets a dub. We already mentioned Cole Punchard, so yeah. There you go. We talked about it, Frank. Sorry, Frank. Hey, Lauren Zoner posted coverage for us, tagged WAP, so hopefully you all saw those stories. She did a good job. All
right. Here you go, Tyler. This is kind of going with what you were saying. G.RR.TT, men's elite pick versus Bruner, and why is it Brody McDonald?
Did this dude read my mind? That was my pick. I was looking at start lists. I was trying to put, when you guys threw up the bat signal, which I think is just the 18th flag from a golf court, a little golf flag waving in the air. I was like,
I do like that. Is that a golf hat you're wearing? I do like that. Yeah,
I came prepared. I
know
that we were going to talk about. I thought we would surely segue to golf at some point.
Yeah, after the credits. After the credits.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so everybody can log off, and we'll get the after the credits music rolling.
I was looking at this and I was like, I can't come in here and just say, yeah, Eric Bruner's going to win. I got to think outside the box, because Bruner's the obvious pick. And I feel like I've known Brody for a while, and I think he's just going to surprise people. I mean, not that it's surprising. He did really well he won DCCX, and is just
he won Major Taylor too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
2 wins. I mean, that's near the top of the wins list.
Exactly.
I think that's a great pick. I if he does win, I hope he then wants to become a more serious cyclocross racer, because I think that'd be pretty awesome. Okay. All right. Assuming Stroh's no Nationals gamble pays off, might it elevate the Pan Am jersey value? It's from Ben.
How are we equating those?
I don't know. But I'm trying to think of all the values that the jersey has. It ranks higher than the Nationals jersey, right? Although, no, wait. We've discussed this like 2 weeks ago, but does Capace have the rule that they have to wear that? It doesn't matter. UCI does.
UCI, oh, that's right. UCI over it. Okay.
UCI overrides everything.
So technically there it has more value.
Mm-hmm.
Although points awarded for Pan Ams are smaller than points awarded, or they're the same as nationals. We discussed this last year. I've already forgotten.
I will say that the interesting thing in Europe, and I think Andrew has experienced this, is actually a comment that Ethan Glading was making, that he kind of wishes that he was still in the Stars and Stripes, is that for those crowds, they don't know what the Pan Am's jersey is.
Mm-hmm.
So when he rolls around in warm-ups, even, he's getting people either seriously or ironically or whatever else. It is a brand that people know. There is the USA champion, and they're going to say something to him, usually positive. The Pan Am, they don't know what that is. So he's not getting it changes now because he's closer to the front than he is to the back. So he's definitely getting more fans that way. But I think that there still is some value to having the US jersey if you're racing in Europe. And I still think in the US too. I think still that mindset is still there. It's tough to change. I mean, I think that the continental, the European Championship is still looked as something bigger, especially, in other sports, but I don't know. It would just work.
So if the gamble pays off, then he will bring value to, like, I mean, if Strohmeyer continues having good races, he's getting the camera time, he's getting the time.
I don't even think it's a gamble, though. I think couching it as a gamble is not the right way to look at it. It is a decision he made where he thinks will best suit his season, and there's no way to know if, it's like he's planning on the more. So that's the goal. The goal is not nationals. So it's not really he's not losing anything by not going to nationals. So it's not really a gamble. It's just hoping that it puts him in the best position to do well in the more.
I thought maybe he had bought the tickets because you've talked so much about having nationals in Europe that maybe he bought tickets early and they're non-refundable. I mean, he's bike racer, probably not, rolling in the dough. I don't know, but non-refundable ticket, you got to go. And yeah.
Or hot take, Strohmeyer is sneaking up on nationals.
Yeah, he's just going to show up, sort of like last year when he, or like 2 years ago when he signed up for the elites, and then everybody was like surprised, and he was like, "I've been signed up for weeks."
Yeah, no one's been looking.
Okay, let's get these last two in here. I'm going to switch over Boedi to the other side here. Oops. Or maybe I'm not.
Do you need me to read them?
All right. Did we definitively answer Grant's question? Was the Italy World Cup the best men's race of the year? I think what we didn't say was, like, I think my point about this was that take the least compelling courses and they make the best races. So Benidorm and this Italian World Cup, maybe two of the best out there. So maybe it's not always the course, it's the racers. So so far I think it's been the most fun. It was the most fun to watch. Okay, very quickly, and then we'll go back to nationals. Preferred country of origin for coffee from Kelly.
I will say, I asked coffee boss at her house, Emily, and I was like, "What?" Because I don't really pay attention, but I guess it's Ethiopia and Kenya is really kind of where we're going. The light roast, tart flavors, floral. Curious what you guys are drinking.
It's exact same for me.
Yeah, I would also go that. Although I have been trying to pick up some more like Guatemalan and Costa Rican coffees as well. What's your
process? What's your morning process, Tyler?
Normally, man, it's been Kalita, 1 to 16 ratio, grind size set to about a 11 on the Baratza.
What's a Kalita?
It's a flatbed filter coffee, so it's a single cup brewing method.
Okay. It's like a pour over?
Yeah.
Very similar, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Mini pour over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you just drink one?
I do try to limit to one. sometimes 2 like
Blue
half
Bodie's
cups.
mind.
What'd you say,
I
Tyler?
said sometimes 2 half cups.
Okay. All right.
So you make 15 to start the day, and then maybe after an hour or so you come back for another 15 grams.
All right. I had 3 cups today. I had to finish off the drip and then make me a pour over. So
yeah.
All right, so we had some thoughts on the men's race for nationals. Any more thoughts on that, Bodie?
Yeah, Todd Wells from the top rope.
All right.
I mean, look, Bruner's the favorite. Obviously, we've seen him do well at this course before, but there are some good stories here. Like we've loved the way that Jules has raced this year. I mean, I'd love to see him give it a go. I'd love to see him be in that battle at front to maybe take that. Obviously, you've got Carey. He's second in the race predictor right now, fresh off that win on day 1 in North Carolina, Frank. Last race there. So, another good story possibility there.
Yeah, and the thing about Brody too, winning those races is he's not starting from the back. Like, he might even be front row start.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting. How about the women's side? Wide open. Lizzie Gonzalez, I think, coming in there as your favorite. Had that out sprinted Mags for the Pan Am jersey, so he's trying to double up on the jerseys.
I don't. Tyler, what do you got? You give us something, because I don't know that I got.
Yeah, I had so in looking at the start list, I had Lizzie as my 1 seed, Lauren as my 2 seed,
Okay,
and Anna Magali as my 3 seed.
All right.
I know that's disrespectful to someone like Raylan Nuss. I'm sorry, Raylan. Would love to see her do well, but I think that's just trying to be a little bit different. Pick 2 and 3 that are maybe might surprise.
Well, I think Bodie knows who I'm going to slot up there ahead of them.
Which sister?
They come as a set.
So
I also think I just want to clarify.
Power unit.
I think that they're going to have a very good race, but I wanted to try to be different here.
Yeah, I like it.
I do. I like it.
I mean,
Anna Magali's gotten a lot of reps.
Yeah.
She's coming in from Italy.
Yeah.
What, top 20 there?
A little ocean water.
Yeah.
Set her right.
I just will say Raylan Nuss, the only woman on that start list who's finished on the podium the last 4 years. So just a good stat for you about her odds at nationals.
Nationals podium streak.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting one. As I said, I think Lizzie's, definitely the one people are going to be looking at. I am really excited to see what Alyssa and Catherine can do in this race.
Yeah, me too.
Anything else about nationals, or should we just go and watch the races and then come back and talk about it next week?
I think I want to point out that U23 women. I think it's going to be really good. And once again, I think it's Kaya and Mia. We had a good battle.
It's just that's kind of
aunties
that's almost
chiming in.
Is that the marquee race of the weekend?
It might be.
It's the rematch.
Yeah, exactly. And they're, Mia, they've both been racing in Europe. I saw Mia, not super stoked on her results, not quite getting together yet. So I feel like that always you get a little extra fire when you come back stateside. Tyler, I'm sure you know that feeling, and you're like, okay, I'm back in my kind of comfort zone. I'm ready to go. And with, I'm sure Kaya's like, yeah, I want that. I want to go again. I want another try. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Are we going to go through this whole episode and just stay away from Mia's last name?
Azeltine.
Nailed it. Good job.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared of the ants. This is ant on ant, the Kaya Mia matchup.
Exactly.
Speaking of matchups and battles, U23 men, it seems like it's going to be a Henry Coote, Luke Walter rematch from Pan Am's, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another interesting one. I mean, Luke again's been getting a lot of racing, but man, it's yeah. I think if you had just like this is just a on his own favorite, I think Henry Coote might be the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he won last year, looked really good at Pan Ams. Luke was up there a bit with him in the beginning.
He's one I'd almost say that we should have put more pressure on to just like jump up.
Get the elites, yeah.
Elites.
He's already got the stars and stripes, yeah.
Yeah. He's got the Pan Ams.
Well, since we're talking about U20s, I want to say the junior women, you've got Ada, number 1, race project. Ada Linton, not signed up. So that was sort of who I was looking for as like a really, good battle with her.
That would have been, yeah, for
sure. She's not racing there, so.
Yeah, Ada Watson coming off a top 10 in that Flamanville World Cup. So pretty nice result there. Some good confidence coming into nationals.
And then like junior men, kind of, Noah, Ethan Brown, Noah Sholnick. Like I think it's.
That's again. I think those have been such fun races just because it's been anybody's race all season long with all of them. They were all racing in Europe together as well. So this will be a fun one.
Yeah. So some good racing. I'm excited. Tyler's boots on the ground reportage, has got me pumped to get up there and see the action.
I know. Are you going to be there? When are you getting there, Boedi?
I guess it depends on what time I leave New Orleans on Friday. I'm sure late afternoon, evening.
We're going to need Tyler to give us the lowdown on the single speed and the
yeah. Wait, Tyler, are you racing in nationals at all? Are you jumping into a single speed masters
racers? My training also started today. So yeah, it's an abbreviated season, but I felt like it's not too often that nationals show up in your backyard, basically. So I probably should do it.
Wait, seriously?
Before we get into our golf.
What? Where are you at?
35 to 39.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Where is Tyler ranked?
Yeah. Way too high.
Oh, 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, those points. Points still just have not disappeared yet.
Too high. Way too high. I don't know how they do call-ups, but I hope it's not on cross results because there are more deserving people that should be in the front row at this point.
Yeah, you got Max Judelson in that race. All right, cool. I'm excited. All right. Thursday. Okay.
Be good.
More importantly, Tyler, roll the credits, Bill. Lenny, cue the credits music. Tyler, can you golf in...
Wait, do you want to do a playlist first?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, let's do that first. Yeah.
We can splice that together.
That's fine.
Lenny will fix it.
I'll say exactly. I say we don't edit, but not editing that. What you got?
My addition to the playlist, right, is what you're asking for. I did look at what had been accumulated already, and I think what I have provided is in the same vein at all.
Good.
But one of the songs that I had, I do actually have my own Spotify playlist that I go to if I ever do bike racing, is Eminem off the Kamikaze album, Lucky You, featured Joyner Lucas. And that would be the song that I would listen to before the ride. Before the race. Last song, finishing on the trainer, getting your kid on. That's what's going through the headphones.
Absolutely love it. That's what I like. I like those finishing songs.
Yeah.
Man, I thought this was a Beastie Boys song.
What you got, Boedi?
Okay.
Now the Beastie Boy got people after you. You just...
Well, I mean, do you look at the album artwork? Like, isn't that the...
It is.
Okay.
It is an homage.
There's 2 songs, and you got to listen to them together. So you got to put 2 songs in your playlist. The artist is, And So I Watched You From Afar. Okay, so the artist, and So I Watch You From Afar.
It's a 90s band.
No.
2000s, I mean.
Like 2010s. Unoya is the name of the song. And then the second song is Big Thinks Do Remarkable. So really a mouthful of like nothing, but this song pumps me up. These two, it's a nice build up for the first song, and then the second song just boom kicks in with a nice kind of like math rocky, like it gets me hyped. So that's my
I
addition.
don't think I've heard that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm going for my pop rock again because it's what I'm.
That's what you do.
It's what I do. Going to the 90s, back to 90s, Chicago. Little Outfit with their major label debut. I think this actually, Boedi, this was one of the songs that popped up on one of our drives. Urge Overkill, Sister Havana. Putting it on the list. Get you hyped.
Okay.
All right.
What song? So Sister Havana. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm playing it so I can see if I can recognize it.
Oh, you'll know it. All right, Tyler, I think that you basically should be sponsored by Titleist at this point, because through your podcast coaching tree, I believe now you have influenced, I'm guessing, around 20 people to start listening to. Oh yeah, so I mean Boedi, and then Boedi I'm sure has told other people, but then I got into it. I know like Mike Brenneman, who's like Ella and Owen's dad, he started listening to it. He got like 4 people, I think, at work who were listening to it. Now we got Ethan on it, who's like, just chiming in things like, oh, well, when I worked at Golf Digest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought he was just a dude with a Phillies hat that took pictures and stuff.
The Ethan lore just goes deeper and deeper, right?
Yeah.
Taking photos of hardcore shows, also worked at Golf Digest.
Yeah.
I wish I had that sweet Acushnet money. Geez, I should hit them up for some new irons.
Yeah, you should. You gotta write an email to Chasing Scratch guys. And are you a member of the Velcrin?
I do support them on Patreon. I've yet to go to any of the events, but I do follow. And
now that I've gone through all 8 seasons this year, thanks to you.
That's impressive. I feel like I told you about that when was I in New Orleans? January?
It was January. Yeah, January. I took you to one of my favorite places to get a po' boy, and you were like, yeah, check out this pod. And then I just like...
I'm still in the pandemic.
The pandemic season.
All right, well, you're getting through.
Season 3.
Oh, still in season 3? Okay.
End of it.
Yeah. But yeah, so here we are. And so my question was, can you play golf in Northwest Arkansas in December, specifically Saturday morning?
My youngest brother graduates from college this weekend, so it's part of the reason why I did not jump into the elite race. So I will be gone, but you can play golf. It is a possibility.
You're going to be gone this weekend?
Yes, it is.
Man.
It is very fortunate for my brother that he will be graced with my presence at his graduation. Yeah. Thanks, University of Florida, for picking the best weekend. Should have talked to the folks at USAC for their scheduling conflicts, but nonetheless, it's kind of hard to say, hey, I'm going to skip your graduation for a bike race that I might not finish. And
look, Amanda got married during nationals last year. I just don't understand why this is the...
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know why it's this weekend. But it is this weekend. And, when someone sits through 4 other graduations, maybe showing up for one of them is good. But I'd be happy to make some recommendations if you're bringing your sticks.
I mean, they're in the trunk of my car right now. I just leave them there, and I just. I mean, like I was seriously looking. I mean, look, it's gonna be cold Saturday morning, but I don't know, it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, you can. There's some decent courses down in Fayetteville. You could get a quick round in 9 holes, I'm sure.
When's the last time you played?
Sunday? No, Saturday.
Okay. Saturday?
Yeah.
Nice.
Saturday.
What's the first race we have to be at on Saturday?
Junior women, which is like 12, I think.
Oh, all right.
I mean, there's plenty of time to.
Yeah, you could get over to Stonebridge is a nice course that year. You could play there.
I'll go ride around or walk around with you and heckle you.
I'm curious. So I'm curious. I know I told Boedi about Chasing Scratch. What has drawn you in, Bill, to continue listening to that podcast?
I do like golf. I actually grew up playing golf. Was never good. I mean, I had, grandparents who were big golfers. My mom and I used to play, but I mean, I stopped probably when I was 14. I would play every once in a while. God awful. Never had any clubs that actually fit me. So I was always, I'm sure contorting my body into very odd positions and but no, I just like it, and I like I listen to more podcasts about things that I don't have anything to do with, and I was listening to video game podcasts for a long time just because I liked them, and I have never really played any video games. So this is kind of like that. It's compelling. I enjoy it, and I like the sport. And I'm going to play. I'm going to start again once my body heals up. It's my goal.
Yeah, the twisting of the obliques probably doesn't go so well with a fractured rib, broken rib.
Need a couple months.
Yeah, that's true.
You can work on your putting though.
I was going to say,
that's true.
Get one of those little putting rigs and put it in the basement and start knocking some putts in.
Even better, you just need it. You have a yardstick in your house. Just putt on the yardstick. That's all you need. First 3 feet. That's all that matters. Get started.
Tyler's deep in it. I've heard of this. I have heard you can buy a training aid, which is it's just a yardstick. You just buy a yard. Don't drive the.
Here it is.
It's here in the office next to. I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what do? You just put the ball on the end and you just try to make it to the other side.
Yeah, it's got a little hook here, a little hole here, and you just try to putt. Obviously, this one is just flat, right? You can't buy the one that has the channel down the middle. That's cheating. But yeah, you just try to putt 3 feet. Just get it to the end. Put a little cup at the end, and just you're trying to roll it, launch it, and control your face angle. Be consistent.
How many jerks are out there now successfully selling yardsticks for $100?
That's what I'm saying. There is the training aid that is like that, but it's just not a yardstick. It's just called the putt stick.
It's it's like people selling paint sticks as custom gravel bike mud scrapers.
No, it comes in your swag bag. It's part of the registration that you pay
now.
Yeah.
So,
fantastic.
Tyler, you golfed this weekend. Tell me your best shot and tell me your worst shot.
Yeah, my best shot followed my worst shot. Same club.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah, it was we were playing one of the harder courses up here in Northwest, in the town that I live in, and blocked. I have a 3-iron that's like a driving iron, and I just absolutely blocked one way out to the right in the trees. Didn't even try to go look for it. It finished the hole. Next hole is a par 3, same club, and roll it up there to 2 feet from the hole. So nice. I don't know what I did differently from one tee to the next, but yeah, need to remember the second one for sure, as opposed to the first one.
That's right. I mean, if you had 3 tries at every shot, how good could you be, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A second shot pro, I think is the phrase.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish on this, Boedi. How about you?
Let's see. I'll start with my worst shot. Playing Sunday executive course par 3. This is not the worst shot. I hit it in the water. There's a 99-yard hole, water in front of the green, hitting the water. So I dropped right next to the green, but there was a bunker in front of me and then the green. I duffed the chip. It goes into the bunker that's full of water. So I'm like, well, obviously can't hit from the bunker that's full of water. So I used my club to try and get the ball out of the water-filled bunker, and I knocked the ball to the pond behind me. So that was the worst shot. And then 2 holes later, I just absolutely crushed an 8-iron. The sound, the swing was beautiful. Just an amazing shot. Okay, it landed past the green, so maybe that wasn't my best shot, but the contact and the sound was like, oh, I'm golfing for the next 20 years. Like,
that's chasing. Keeps you coming back.
Just keeps you coming back. So
fantastic. All right, let's end it there. Tyler, thanks so much for joining us. Will you come back?
For sure. Anytime you guys want.
Fantastic. Awesome. Boedi, I guess I'll see both. Well, hopefully I'll see you, Tyler. I don't know. Maybe not.
Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Let's go. I need a picture.
Boedi, I will see you this weekend. We got Nationals, and we will talk more after that.